Hello everyone, welcome to Dr. Rajkumar Academy. Welcome to the session on 10-10-22 newspaper analysis. So, in today's session, let us discuss about some of the important issues that are there. Because to begin with, one of the most interesting and important thing for us is India's direct tax receipts cross half the target. Guys, taxes that we pay are basically divided into two: direct tax and indirect tax. So let us say I am teaching you people, I earn some money, but some people who are paying me, let us say Dr. Rajkumar Academy is paying me the money. So Rajkumar Academy is paying me 10,000 rupees. Let us assume. Now, in that 10% of the money, Rajkumar Academy will deduct and they will give me 9,000 and they will pay 1,000 as tax to the government. So guys, any individual, if they earn money, they need to pay some tax directly to the government. That is called as direct tax. Now, on the other hand, you are a student of Dr. Rajkumar Academy and you pay a fees of, let's say, 60,000. For that, additionally, you will pay a tax of 8 or 9,000. So you are not paying directly to the government. You pay the tax to Rajkumar Academy, and Rajkumar Academy pays to the government. So that is indirect tax. You take a soap, like on the soap, there will be like 20 rupees, 18 rupees is the cost, 2 rupees is the tax. You pay to the shopkeeper, and the shopkeeper will pay to the government. So, direct tax includes income tax, right? Personal income tax, corporate income tax. Let us say business people earning money, right? Security transaction tax. That means, like, you are doing share market, and the money that you have got from the share market, you are actually investing it. So, these all come under what we call as direct taxes. Now, fortunately, in India, in the budget, we try to say, see, in this year, I am going to earn this much money, and from this money, I am going to spend this much. This is how the calculation will be done. So it's not previous years they won't give. They will tell next year I'm expecting this much amount of tax. In this money, I am paying this much. And fortunately, when we look this year, we are observing that more than half of expectations we have already received. That means 7.45 lakh crore of direct tax Indian government has already received. Please understand, GST and all come under indirect taxes. Is this direct and indirect tax you will be reading in greater detail in the static portion, but I just wanted to give you certain information about the concept that they are talking here, guys. And then the second issue is AAP minister in Delhi quits over attending conversion ceremony. Guys, there is something called as code of conduct for civil servants. According to this, any public servant should not attend any ceremony where there is mass conversion that is happening, which is an indication that the civil servant is promoting that particular religion. And in this particular case, this person, Rajendra Pal Gautam, he was trying to convert hundreds of people into Buddhism. Actually, he was not promoting, but his presence there indicates that he is supporting them, which is actually wrong, guys. So in ethics, when you write, right, like attending these type of things will be seen by public as supporting one religion against another religion, and it is wrong. So this is violation of code of conduct. It is for public servants, but it is applicable even for such ministers. And that case study example you can write in your answers, guys. Fatalities among United Peacekeeping Forces rising. Guys, UN peacekeeping, India is one of the largest contributor, followed by Pakistan, Bangladesh, and all. And what does these people do? Let us say in Africa there is some country, and in that country there are, two groups who are fighting among themselves. When they are fighting among themselves, this peacekeeping force will be present in between and try to prevent these two people from acting against each other. For example, let us say Hindus and Muslims are fighting and peacekeeping forces are present in between. They will ensure Hindus will not fight with Muslims and Muslims will not fight with Hindus. But these people, if they have guns, let us say Hindus and Muslims have guns, and when they are shooting at each other, that will lead to killing of UN peacekeeping forces. Unfortunately, this UN peacekeeping forces, as the name itself indicates, it is meant for peacekeeping and not to fight against anyone. Fine? It is not meant to fight against anyone. As it is not meant to fight against anyone, it is leading to a lot of problems. I repeat, as it is not involved in fight against anyone, so if someone is shooting at you, you cannot shoot back because there is no mandate for you to shoot back. Now, this is what the article is trying to say, that in Democratic Republic of Congo, recently two Indian soldiers were killed. And unfortunately, these people are not able to fight back because if peacekeeping forces have to shoot, then they should actually be given more powers. And under United Nations, such powers are not there. This is what they are trying to argue, guys. Sri Lankan youth swims 13 kilometers to Dhanushkodi. Not required, guys. Now, guys, this is written by a teacher, a professor who teaches at Ashoka University, and he is talking about why India Inc. is not taking a Hanuman leap. Because basically, recently Nirmala Sitaraman told that when Hanuman was trying to jump from India to Sri Lanka, others has to tell what his powers are. Similarly, should we also tell what your power is to invest in India? Nirmala Sitaraman recently told. For that, the article is telling there is no trust and all. Not so important. Don't worry. Status beyond faith. The panel on giving Supreme Court status to converts has its work cut out. See, guys, SC status, if we are trying to give to converted Muslims and converted Christians, then Hindus who are present may lose out certain percentage to them. Second, why is SC status or SC people given reservation? Because there is discrimination among the Hindu society and caste system is not completely eradicated. It is very, very difficult for these Dalits in Hindu society to come out of the caste system. So, economic upliftment, when it happens, that might actually balance social upliftment also. But that system doesn't prevail in like Muslims and Christians. then why should they be given that status? But a committee has been set up to study whether these converted Christians and Muslims are they facing same amount of discrimination or not. If discrimination is not there, there is no point in giving. If discrimination is there, we have to provide. And there was a committee set up which tried to study this, and the committee was headed by Chief Justice Ranganath Mishra, and they have told that Dalits, irrespective of which community they have sufferings. So they must be given some sort of reservation, is what the article is trying to argue is. Guys, the fate of chips will determine the fate of nations. Extremely important article. Uh, Not important to write, but important to study this. Now you see, chips, when they are talking, a human hair is just 50 to 180 microns, guys. Whereas when we look at coronavirus, it's zero point 0.1 to zero point 0.5 microns. But today, the chips that we are making is less than the diameter of coronavirus. That means you can imagine how small it is. And when we look at Apple iPhone, it is believed that in that chip which is there, 16 billion transistors are incorporated. Can you imagine that, like, that small things which they keep? 16 billion transcriptors are there, right? And they are planning for 1 quintillion transistors in iPhone. Can you imagine? 1 quintillion means 1 followed by 18 zeros. And that is present only in Taiwan, South Korea. Even US, Japan, Netherlands, China, they are very less. Mostly it is present in Taiwan and South Korea, that too advanced one. Russia has world's best technologies with respect to weapons. But to manufacture, they want chips, and these chips are present mostly in the Western countries. It is not reaching Russia mainly because of the sanctions that are imposed on Russia by the Western countries. Fine. So that is what the article is trying to argue. And then the article is also trying to say Ukraine, even though it's not as powerful as Russia, has guided missiles, and these guided missiles can go and hit easily and accurately, mainly because Russia is not able to get those missiles and Ukraine is able to get it from Western countries. So the article says India is investing in semiconductor chip manufacturing and all. It is in a right way, but that we must try to increase, is what the article says. It's an important one to know the value of a chip. Like, if anything, science and technology point of view, if you can read, it would be good, guys. Nothing much. The coalition of the world. This is written by a person who is a former UN diplomat, and he is trying to say that today India is going to be head of United Nations Security Council, at the same time G20, at the same time Shanghai Cooperation Organization. As India is part of these three organizations, India should try to achieve a world order in place. Yes, these type of articles are helpful for political science, international relations, optional skills. Those people who are interested to join geography optionals or PSIR optionals, can feel free to contact me. I'll give you the details at the end, including the test series and all, guys. Yeah, but here uh, they are trying to say that there must be something called world government, guys. See, today, if any states within the country try to fight, central government will sit and they are trying to address the problem. But at the international level, if the states are fighting, there is no one to support them. There is no one to help them. So, at the international level, the problems faced by the people are much more compared to what they find at the local level. Fine. So, India today is member of UN, SCO, and this. But United Nations doesn't have much value today because most of them are associated with most of them are associated with what? G7. Guys, what is G7? It is group of 7 developed countries, and these developed countries have come together and they are trying to discuss about Russian issue, Chinese issue, like whether it is with respect to the any important aspect. It is G7 or G20 which is trying to look into the issue rather than G7 or some other aspects. Because of this, today we are all facing crisis. Fine. Because of this, we are all facing crisis. So, I will just tell you what are the points that are important for us. You write down. After 1920, after 1920, League of Nations, League of Nations was set up, was set up, which tried to, which tried to promote, promote international, international cooperation, cooperation, but it was short lived, but it was short lived due to second world war, due to second world war. Full stop. Later UN was established, UN was established. Full stop. Today relevance of UN, relevance of UN has reduced, has reduced because because powerful countries, powerful countries will normally, will normally focus on G7 summit, G7 summit for climate change, climate change, Russia Ukraine war, Russia Ukraine war, and IPR, intellectual property rights. Full stop. Next paragraph. China is trying to, China is trying to develop an alternative, develop an alternative through, through BRI, Belt and Road Initiative. Next paragraph. India is going to be president of president of G20 G20 SCO Shanghai Cooperation Organization and UNSC and UNSC. Full stop. India should utilize this. India should utilize this to bring significance to world governments. Now, guys, next paragraph. Hartals bring Kerala to a stand. Sorry, next issue. Hartals bring Kerala to a standstill, not required. Inflation peaks in Europe as Russia squeezes oil supply. See, guys, if oil supply is stopped, prices of oil increases and everything else increases. Moreover, winter is coming, demand is increasing, and it has led to increased inflation, is what they are trying to argue. Now, is the next most important issue. Campaign against drugs will be a national drive, says Amit Shah. Uh, Recently, Northeast India chief ministers, officials actually met. In that, Amit Shah is talking about the developments that are happening. In internal security, we have a topic called as organized crime. And under organized crime, what is it that is more important is drug mafia. See, guys, drug mafia try to take support of Nagas, Kukis, and many other extremist groups, and they will tell, we will supply drugs in your place and we will give you weapons. Allow us to supply drugs. And these terror groups, they allow these groups to supply the drugs, get weapons, and they will act against India. Remember, Myanmar, Thailand, Laos. In these three countries, there is something called as Golden Triangle. I repeat, Golden Triangle. In the Golden Triangle, opium is produced, guys. Pakistan, Afghanistan, Iran is called Golden Crescent. Crescent. One side you have Golden Crescent, another side you have Golden Triangle. So when you have Golden Crescent on one side and Golden Triangle on the other side, in both these areas opium is produced. Unfortunately, India is in between. Northeast India is extremely dependent upon, like, security of India, especially for this. Most of the people, like, the article says Nigerians, South Indians, they're all involved in this drug mafia, which has become a very big issue. And we have a target of destroying 75,000 kg of narcotic substances in India, right? So one side, Pakistan side, you have drug mafia, northeast side we have drug mafia, and that needs to be prevented, is what the article is trying to say. So I want you to write internal security. Below that you write organized crime, organized crime hyphen, below that you write golden triangle, golden triangle in Myanmar, Myanmar, Thailand, Myanmar, Thailand, and Laos and Golden Crescent near Pakistan, near Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Iran is on either side of India, is on either side of India, where we normally observe, where we normally observe drug mafia, drug mafia. Full stop. India, India is in between, India is in between these two regions, these two regions, and is mostly prone to, and is mostly prone to organized crime, organized crime. Full stop. These organized crime, this organized crime normally, normally this organized crime normally supports militancy, support militancy, and threatens India, and threatens India. They provide weapons and weapons and money to militant groups, to militant groups. Full stop. Indian government has focused on, has focused on destroying 75,000 kg, 75,000 kg of narcotic substances during आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव, आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव. Fine. So yes, these are important issues. Then Nitish Kumar has become Indian Navy to join Malabar exercise. Yes, I just want you people to know that Malabar naval exercise is normally done by India, US, and Japan. Australia is always asking for it. So Australia may also join. India, US, Japan, Australia, which is also part of Quad. India and US army exercise is called Yuddhabhyas. Fine. So Yuddhabhyas is army exercise. Malabar is naval exercise. If you can just write the names, that's enough. Rajasthan rebellion not required. Modi begins not required. Lalu Prasad not required. Uddhav faction not required. Without Valmiki, world would not have known Lord Rama not required. Yeah, UN peacekeepers need robust mandates to be able to go after the armed groups. That means if they have to shoot, if they have to fight against them, they need to get mandate, is what it is trying to argue. But if you give mandate, if there is killings of civilians and all, that becomes human rights issue. So no country is willing to provide. Opposition criticizes Mun disparity not required. China Communist Party Crimea bridge blast. I told you recently, like Ukraine has blasted a best and sorry, blasted a bridge, and Russia is calling it as terrorism. Economy, nothing much, guys. Monday, right? So these are all important articles. Yes, as I told you, we are planning to start what we call as um, test series, prelims, mains test series at an affordable cost. So I'm looking after each one. You can feel free to contact on these numbers that are there, guys. Even if you are looking for any sort of optional or anything, you can contact us on our Telegram groups, or my number and email ID is also given. Sometimes when you not feel comfortable to talk to the people directly, you can contact me as well, guys. Through Rajkumar Academy, we'll try to provide the things. And I just wanted you to know, mentorship, test series, anything that you're looking for, you can feel free to contact us. So, guys, uh, I hope you people are making notes, and these are helpful. If you have anything, please do comment once in a while so that we get to know how it's going on. Thank you, guys.